Alright, so here we go. We're going to be having a battle report, and I'm going to be taking the High Elves again. People have been asking to see them, and, a local vet up here wanted to have a game, so hey, let's pull them out, and it's going to be my same 2,500 point list from before, so with all the dragons and the phoenixes, and should be fun. Alright, so we're playing the meeting engagement mission, and because of that, of course, some stuff has to start off the board. I rolled a 1 for my archers, not a really big deal. And for him, he rolled for a unit of zombies and his necromancer. So overall, the board looked like this. We really just kind of threw terrain around. We didn't roll for it or anything like this, but really covering my list, I have the Reavers on the left, Phoenix, Griffin guy, then another Phoenix, my Eagle, my 2 dragons back behind. Then I have my Spearmen and the Bolt Thrower in the back. The Spearmen are set up so they can just go into that building if needed, and then more Reavers on the right. Now on his side, when I knew that the guy I'm playing against was going to be vampire counts, but he normally before would always take his Terrorgeist. And so I was really wondering how the Terrorgeist would bounce off against the dragons and the phoenixes and how I'd have to sacrifice to take them out. And he didn't take his Terrorgeist. So what he's actually running then is some 20 dogs on the left, then Spirit Host, then he has a Hex Race behind the woods. The fancy forge-rolled model is going to be used as a Vargulf, then a big huge skeleton bus, and in there he's going to have his Vampire Lord, also a White King, and there's, I believe, another regular vampire in there as well. Then he has his Crypt Horrors there, 8 of them, more Hex Wraiths. Then he has some zombies, more zombies, another Volgulf, and these dogs. And really, for the most part, this is perfect for me because all the ghostly stuff I can just kill with my Frost Phoenix. I have magical attacks, and then I'll just kind of like deal with his Vargulfs and then run around. So as long as I can control this, it'll be okay. He did not even take Hand of or Gaze in the Gash rather. So yeah, I should be able to do this stuff fairly easily. And here's just a close-up of this unit here. So, sorry, yeah, he has a Vampire Lord, the White King, and also Conrad. So a little bit of a special character action here, but, with me making them always strike last with the Phoenix, if I went into here, I could probably kill them, but for the most part, I shouldn't need to. So, first turn, I just charge into a Spirit Host, just trying to kill off this stuff as fast as I can. And at the end of the turn, it looks like this. So I magic off the Hex Wraiths on the far right, so that's all great. Otherwise, I'm really just kind of holding the line, not really doing too much. The Griffin did try to charge on the dogs, that failed. Some shooting did nothing, but I know very well his Hex Wraiths are going to go over my Phoenix, but that's why my other Phoenix is there ready to counter it. On his turn, he charges dogs into my Griffin, and, the worry here is that the Griffin is not that good, so we'll see what happens here. And over here, he goes over, he does a wound, but he goes to the other side, which is the smart thing to do. I don't know why I assumed he'd be going in a straight line and make it easy for me, but he's now a little bit further away. So overall, at the end of the turn, it looks like this. I burned my scroll because of how I wanted to make sure those dogs not get rerolls, but at the end of the day, I did lots of damage to it before he even got to go. Then he made only 1 hit against my rider, and I charm shielded. So nothing there. He all crumbled. Otherwise, yeah, his Vargulf turned to face me there. Other Vargulfs on the right, just kind of running around. Dogs are in the wood. He kind of advances. But at this point, yeah, nothing too scary. On my turn, a whole bunch of charges here. Frost Phoenix, the far one, charges into the Hex Race, the second unit here. And then the other Frost Phoenix, the one that was already injured, and my Griffin go into the Vargulf. I don't think... I know I don't get a flank bonus, but with all those attacks, I should be able to do enough to crumble it. Also over here, just because, hey, I figure I can pop this in like in a turn or two, I send my Dragon with my Archmage into these zombies. So end of the turn looks like this, and one of the things I should probably say first is the whole idea that I haven't brought up my archers yet because, hey, I don't need them, and yeah, I mean, wherever I put them, they can wait in reserve forever. I don't really care. Otherwise, yeah, the Hex Race easily killed. Now, one of the things I forgot against the Vargolf is I forgot the -1 to his strength when he was hitting me. Probably wouldn't have helped me too much anyway, but he did a wound to my Noble. I did nothing, or sorry, I did like 1 or 2 wounds back. Either way, he did not crumble. He was left with 1 wound, and that means a little bit of a job failed here. Otherwise, yeah, talking about a job failed, I go up there into those zombies, and he shuts down my magic. You know, he lets me do like the fireball that killed his other Vargolf. That was pretty cool. That was pretty awesome. Boosted fireball killing a Vargolf. But then, even with my Book of Hoeth trying to make everything superpowered, he shut down all my spells from my Archmage, so I only have the 4+ ward. And from that, he gets in 2 wounds. So my Archmage is almost dead already. Over here, he charges his dogs into my Fire Mage, and really I'm not too worried. This is a thing where still some people remember the Mage being really weak, but now that he can take Dragon Armor, and then you take an Enchanted Shield, he can have a 2+ save, so I'm not really too worried here. Otherwise, yeah, he goes and he kills my Archmage. I pop my breath weapon and I do as much as I can, but he gets 1 wound through. I rolled a 3, so yeah, normally I would have lived. I did not because I did not that spell through. And you know what? This is something that's just like, it's kind of funny, right? Here you have this super expensive super mage that's on this dragon, and what does she get killed by? Zombies. So it happens. I passed my monster reaction test, but yeah, there goes all my magic. So otherwise, it looks like this. I pop my breath weapon against the dogs as well with the fire mage, dragon mage, but over there, yeah, I rolled like 3, did not do too well. He's left with 1 guy. Not really too worried because nothing can really get to me over there anyway. Otherwise, yeah, I kill off the Vargolf, which was important because he has now reformed to see me. So in both these combats, if I did not free myself, he'd be charging in the Cryptors, he'd be charging in his all of his characters and stuff, but now I'm just free to do whatever I want. He did kill my Noble on top of the Griffin, and the Griffin passed his monster reaction test, but you know, the way it works in 8th, that means he has no points so far, because you have to kill both parts of the model. So on my turn, I supercharge this unit here of zombies in the back. And of course, after this is done, you know, his bunker came on last turn. I didn't mention that. I kind of shoot some shots into it, kill the last dog with the fire dragon, kill the bunker at the top. He did a wound to my griffin, so he did something there. But really, at this point, he is really, there's nothing he can do. He has 3 units, no ranged attacks, and I can just fly around and pick off what I want, which really would be just kind of biding my time until I can get that other bunker up there at the Necromancer, and then probably never touch the skeletons, never touch the crypt horrors. Maybe if I had like an overwhelming advantage where I have like 4 monsters facing him or something, maybe, but I already used my breath weapon, so I can't get rid of regen. So you know what? Yeah, at this point we'd look at this, we both realize what's going to happen, so we just call the game. So there you go, a victory for the High Elves, but this is one where I really wanted to talk about because there really was not very much my opponent can do. My list is basically what you call a skew list. I am very, very far pushed into monsters, which are also a flying monster. And the biggest thing here is it's also what people call a question list. I'm asking you a question, and if you can't answer it, I got this game. It's easy. And really what that question is can you deal with this many flying monsters? Because if you do not have the cannons, if you do not have the shooting, mobility, something to deal with it, whatever your tactic is, guess what? You're in a lot of trouble because I can now use all these to dance around here, focus my all of my power, and really, I mean, 1 monster charging in does pretty good. 2 monsters charging in do awesome. Anything above that, it just gets like exponentially stronger, especially undead, where, you know, the more thunderstorms and the damage you do, just the more you crumble, right? So with stuff like this, it's just something here where with this list, he did not have the answer, and my skew list was able to run all over him, and that was pretty much it. Now, maybe the question should be here is, well, Malorian, what should have he have done? What could he have done different? You know, if this was a tournament and you want to do the best you can, what would you do? And I guess the first thing to look at here is that if this was one of 2 other missions, he could have actually won, or who knows what happened. If we were doing Blood and Glory, when he killed my Archmage there, he would have won. I've been down to, well, I guess one banner I hadn't brought on yet, but even if I had it on there, that would have taken 2 off my list, and I would have lost Blood and Glory. So that's something there. Another part of it, too, is if it was Watchtower. You know, these monster skew lists don't do that great against in the Watchtower, especially against undead there, where also they have the benefit where they can raise themselves back up again. So those are two things where, you know, if I saw this, it'd be on the side. Now, if we saw this exactly same scenario and we're in a tournament, what would I do? Well, it wouldn't be very interesting, but I would just be going and backing up in a corner and basically setting up my line, having nothing behind me, saying, all right, you are going to have a hard time. My Vargulfs are going to be there. So you can't be too close because otherwise they can charge out and get you. And depending on what the matchup up is, you might be able to take something off, especially with some magic help and stuff. But really making it so that it really limits the options of the flying list. And really, I'm either playing, well, not even for the draw. I'm pretty sure I'd even lose that. But say like in a 20-0 system, I'm hoping for like the 8-12 loss, right? You're playing for that. Like maybe if you got Gaze of Nagash, you know, you're trying to shoot off the Eagle. You're trying to shoot off the Reavers. You're trying to get these little points wherever you can to try and help equal this stuff out. But otherwise, it is pretty much a losing battle. But there you go. You guys want to see High Elves? There they were. Sorry it wasn't the crazy, like really close game it could have been. But if nothing else, this is something where, again, or you know, I'm surprised you don't see these flying High Elf lists more because I think they're very powerful. But there you go. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you later.